everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. I feel like I need to be sitting down lower so you can see my antlers better. Aren't they cute? But I'm gonna sit normally. I've got the Baron next to me, the Roxy is over in the bed over there, and I have a special Vlogmas for you today. It's a collaboration with Dayle's Addiction and StyledByGwenny, and we're calling this collaboration Christmas at My Place. This was all Dayle's idea. I think it's a fantastic idea, and what it is 10 questions that we're each going to answer. So Dayle is in Australia, Gwenny is in England, and I am in America. And these are all about our Christmas traditions. So you get to hear, if you watch all three of us, and you should, you get to hear about our experiences in different parts of the world and how our Christmases are the same or different. Before we get started with that, I'm going to show you my bag of the day. Today I'm going with another Rebecca Minkoff Edie bag. This is the regular sized one. Same size as the one yesterday, actually, which was called the Jumbo. This is in denim with the silver hardware. Fabulous bag, but I haven't worn it all that much, and I'm trying to wear bags that I haven't worn much, so I'm going to do that today. Since I wear jeans all the time, this should go with any outfit I have, so I don't know why I don't reach for it more. I have a whole video on that bag, and I will link it below if you're interested. My Vlogmas videos so far have been a little long. I really would like to keep them between about 8 and 10 minutes, and they've been more like 20. So I'm gonna try something today with the editing. If this doesn't work, we're just gonna have to deal with it for today because I will not have time to redo the editing. But if it does work, it could be pretty cool. While I'm talking and answering these questions, I'm going to show you the advent calendars, and if I have time, the photos that I took at Louis Vuitton and a few other places in the Houston Galleria when I visited Becca there the other day. If you see anything you like, please make sure you contact Becca to ask about it. Her number is listed below, you can just text her. Also, I woke up and checked Instagram this morning and I saw a story from the designer Secret and they tagged me in it. They have a Chanel reissue for sale in bronze, and on their story they wrote, "Just like Autumn Beckman," which I thought was really cool and really funny because I don't know, do people want to be like me? Like, is that really a selling point? If it is, very cool. I know some people do not want to be. It's a mixed bag, I suppose. I was flattered by that and I wanted to share it with you. I will link their Instagram account below. Let's get started with these 10 questions. Question 1, what will the weather be like? Well, we're in Houston. It's pretty hot here year round. Usually doesn't, well, these days it doesn't get very cold at Christmas anymore. When I was a kid, every couple of years it would snow and every year you needed a coat because the temperatures would start dropping around Halloween and it would be cold for a few months. Now we're lucky if we have any cold days. Last year I didn't need a coat one single day. This year we've had a few days of sweater weather, but gosh, it seems like the weather has this trend of warming. Question 2, what is a typical Christmas Day outfit? We tend to stay in our pajamas all day. When the whole family gets together, which will not be happening this year just because we live in different places now and none of us are going to be traveling to be in the same place. My mother has gone through the trouble of buying matching pajamas for all of us, which is really cute, and then we take a family photo. I doubt we'll do that this year, but whatever we are wearing, whatever pajamas we have, we will just stay in those all day. I usually have a t-shirt and some cozy flannel Christmas pants. Question 3, what are your favorite festive foods and drinks? Well, we definitely start the day with mimosas. I make giant mimosas. I make a big pitcher and then we have our biggest goblet wine glasses and we fill those up with a little orange juice and a bunch of champagne. Also love apple cider and of course Williams-Sonoma hot chocolate. As far as foods, my mom usually makes a big breakfast. Big typical Southern American breakfast with eggs and bacon or sausage, like sausage patties. She makes fantastic white gravy. I know some of you up north and around the world don't know what white gravy is. It's the best gravy. You put it on biscuits, you crumble some sausage into it, put a little green onion. It's amazing and delicious. Looking forward to it, and now I'm hungry. We also usually have hash browns with all that. And then I guess since breakfast is so big and filling, and it usually happens a little later in the morning because it takes a while to cook, then we usually have one other big meal, which would be It varies. When I was growing up, we would have turkey for Thanksgiving and then a honey-baked ham for Christmas. But this year we had a honey-baked ham for Thanksgiving because Paul has committed to making us some prime rib for Christmas this year, which is not a tradition that I grew up with, but it's one he grew up with. His family wasn't poor like mine. He's done that for us once before. Those things are bloody expensive. We get them from that fancy grocery store I've taken you to in previous Vlogmases called Central Market. It'll probably be well over $100 to get 3 prime ribs for us, but worth it. And then the year he made those before, he made Yorkshire pudding with it, which people in England help me out here. Why is it called pudding? Because it's not pudding, it's bread. But then we also have bread pudding here, and that's not pudding either, it's bread. So I don't know, why is bread called pudding? Someone help me. Question number 4, do you have a Christmas soundtrack or favorite carol? I have a mixtape on CD that I made of some of my favorite Christmas songs years ago, and I think it's out in my car right now, and I haven't pulled it out to listen to it yet, so I don't even remember what's on it. I can remember there's a Kelly Clarkson version of, I'm pretty sure it's Oh Holy Night, which is my mom's favorite Christmas song. Santa Baby is on there. Not one of my favorite songs, but it's fun. My favorites are probably the ones that are from the era of like Doris Day, White Christmas. None of the titles of the songs are coming to me right now, but that era of music and Christmas music is my favorite, I would say. And we don't do caroling. Question 5, when do you exchange gifts? We do that first thing in the morning on Christmas Day, as soon as everyone is awake. We also get to open one gift on Christmas Eve. Do you guys do that too? I feel like that's a tradition that a lot of people do. I always thought it was just my family, but I've heard other people talk about it. Question 6, what are your favorite Christmas movies? I don't have a lot of favorite Christmas movies. A Christmas Story would definitely be up there. And then we have a tradition of watching White Christmas every Christmas Day, which is my mom's favorite Christmas movie, and I certainly enjoy that too and love the music from it. Question 7, what is your decorating aesthetic and your favorite decorations? As a kid, the decorations we have I thought were really mismatched. We had a fake tree, and I always wish we would get a real one. Every once in a while we would get a real one. But we had this fake tree, and then we had colored lights on it, which is not my favorite. I like white lights. I like a very clean, put together look, and that's not what I had in my childhood. That's probably why I like the clean, put together look. The ornaments that we had as a kid were just all over the place. There were things that we made. My grandmother every year, if you can hear a little weird noise, that's Baron. He's sleeping and he's barking in his sleep. My grandmother every year would get us these annual ornaments from Campbell's Soup, of all places. Why we had Campbell's Soup ornaments, I don't know, but I do remember that. So my aesthetic now with the Christmas decorations is I picked a color scheme years ago and I have stuck with that, and it's burgundies, ivories, and golds. And I have like reindeer, I have a Santa, I have angels. The Santa's my least favorite. I bought it because I needed something else for the space at the time, and it matched my colors, but I don't really care about Santa. I love the angels, I love reindeer, I love the decorative Christmas trees, and we don't do a Christmas tree anymore. What we do, which I've shown you before, and I'll show you again once we get it all set up, we don't have it yet. We have these 3 little trees that are just 2 or 3 feet tall, not 3, they're more like 2.5 feet tall. Pre-lit little trees that came from Hobby Lobby years ago, and we use them every year, and it looks more like a woodland forest kind of thing, but mixed in with my decorations, which are more elegant looking, I would say. I think it looks really pretty together. But I do have a nutcracker collection. I'll show that to you in another video. And I got a new nutcracker this year that's very special. I'm excited to share that one with you. Question 8, what are your favorite Christmas pastimes and traditions? As a kid, my favorite thing was probably the church we went to was one of these big, it was maybe one of the first mega churches. It's huge. It has this enormous auditorium and a big stage and everything. And they would have these very elaborate Christmas pageants. I mean, these things were like a Broadway production with amazing costumes and lighting and sets. They had live animals come in for the nativity scenes, and it was just a spectacular thing to see every year. At some point they stopped doing those, or at least stopped doing them as big as they did then. What are my favorite Christmas pastimes now? Gee, Vlogmas maybe? I tell you what, since I started doing YouTube and Vlogmas in particular, my holiday season has really changed. It used to be that all my holiday stuff would happen between, Thanksgiving and Christmas, but now I have to plan so far ahead. I start working on Christmas in about September. And in a way, it extends the holiday season and makes it more fun and more enjoyable. In another way, it makes it a little less enjoyable because it's not so much of a compact moment. I'm not sure how to explain what I'm trying to say. I guess just that there are good and bad things to it. And then I'm so busy in December with Vlogmas. I'm exhausted. This morning I got up at 3 again. I started filming this video at 5:30 this morning after I worked on a few other things. And I enjoy it, but I'm also exhausted the entire month. And I guess one of the good things about Vlogmas too is it gets me out more because I'm looking for content outside of this room to be able to share with you and entertain you with. Tomorrow we're planning to go out to Old Town Spring. I told you about that in Vlogmas Day 1. And I haven't been out there in, I would guess, almost 10 years. And I'm only going because of Vlogmas. And I'm really looking forward to it. Question 9, how has Christmas changed for you compared to childhood Christmas? Actually, I've already answered that question in a few ways. The decor has changed. The traditions have changed. I guess I'd say the biggest thing, the weather has changed too. Christmas Day itself, or Christmas Eve, because we would often celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve as a big family. So it'd be my mom's side of the family because they lived in Houston. My dad's side was in Michigan. And I always really enjoyed those and looked forward to them. And there was a huge gift exchange and lots of food, and they were a lot of fun. Before COVID, the family was still getting together. My grandparents passed a few years ago, but everybody else was still getting together sometime before Christmas and doing a smaller gift exchange, like a white elephant gift exchange, and still lots of food and all that. But yeah, I'd say that's the biggest change, is that the family has changed. And question 10, what are you most looking forward to this Christmas? Honestly, I think it's Vlogmas, which I'm getting to do now. One of my most favorite things about it is reading your comments. And I haven't answered many of them yet because I have no time at all. I barely have time to even create Vlogmas, and I'm so behind on watching my friends' Vlogmases. But, when I was growing up and before I started doing Vlogmas, what I looked forward to most on Christmas Day, and I hope this doesn't sound terrible, but it was the gifts. I always enjoyed not only receiving things, but giving things to people. I'm one of these people who has a problem when it's a gift-giving event like a birthday or Christmas that I go overboard buying things for people, and I tend to get too much because I just, if I'm buying gifts for somebody, it means I care about them and I want them to have all the things and all the things they want and all the things that I see that I think they would like. And I've gotten to a point where I really have to be more conscious about trying to restrain myself. But I enjoy that so much. But now that I have my channel and I get things throughout the year that I didn't used to get before I had my channel, or before I was an adult with a real job and could afford things for myself. And now that I do Vlogmas and I get gifts every day with the advent calendars and then things that I unbox throughout the month. My favorite part of Christmas is no longer gifts, and this sounds jaded, I guess, maybe out of touch, but it's just because it's not as special anymore. Like, it's still special when someone gives me something and I appreciate it and all that, but I buy so much for myself that it means less to me now. Does that make sense? Without sounding awful, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think my favorite part of Christmas now is Vlogmas. I really enjoy doing it, even though it takes a lot out of me. And I love that some of you love it so much too. I really appreciate that, and your comments mean a lot to me. I've had so many comments on the current Vlogmas about how people have been looking forward to this and they were so excited for it because they've seen my Vlogmases before and they enjoy them that much. And like, I don't even think about that. It doesn't occur to me that people feel that way, and it's really meaningful to me. It's really exciting to read that and see that some of you feel that way. It's great. I love that you love the dogs so much. Oh, and another Christmas tradition that I have that I didn't do last year, but I started doing it more than 10 years ago, is that I make my own Christmas cards to send out. I create an image, a drawing, and then duplicate that onto cards. And for the last many years, it's been one of my dog drawings. If you're not familiar with me, I'm also an artist, and I do these little pen and ink dog drawings that are like journal entries where the dogs are me and other people I know in real life, and then there are other little dogs that are my dogs. and then Vincent, she's a bird. But my Christmas cards were getting really complicated because they developed into this thing where it was a picture of the year. The drawing was very detailed and included things that happened throughout the year, whether they were things in the world, big events, or local or more personal things. And then if someone passed that year, I would have them as an angel somewhere in the image. And I haven't even started working on my card for this year yet. I used to, this is probably before Vlogmas, I used to do it the week before Thanksgiving and then mail them out on that Friday after Thanksgiving. But I'm just too busy. Last year I wanted to do one and then didn't. There was just so much going on with COVID and work and being remote and all that. This year, I don't know if I'm going to get around to it because there's so much going on too. I've started working on ideas, I just haven't started putting an actual drawing together. Well, I think that about wraps it up. So much for a shorter video, eh? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to go check out Dayle's Addiction and Styled by Gwenny. I will have their channels linked below. Since we're in vastly different time zones, we're not all posting these videos at the very same time, so I will just link their channels instead of linking you to a specific video. I know Dayle has been publishing her videos before mine, and Gwenny's have been coming out after mine. So just keep an eye out. Make a note to yourself to remember to go watch theirs as well. I hope you join me back for Vlogmas Day 5, where we should be up at Old Town Spring. Happy Vlogmas, guys!